What's up, guys? It is Monday, February 13. It's 4:20 p.m. and this is crypto newsletter number 2 for today. And later today, I'm going to be dropping that video of the what JP Morgan doesn't want you to know about XRP, XLM chain, and their Onyx blockchain. So you're going to want to subscribe, hit the notification bell, get updated in real time when we release that video later today, because what we've uncovered could potentially be huge. So you want to be updated when that comes out. Also, leave a like and a comment. Let me know what coin you would like me to do a deep dive on next, and I'll do it. Also, join the Discord. Link will be in the bio. Come join there. Say what up. I'll say what up back. So diving off into it, continuing off where we left off on the last newsletter video. So we have this. So lead plaintiff in Zankinov Ripple case was a day trader. I can't believe this. This lawsuit, this class action lawsuit against Ripple was 5 years ago, and it happened within 2 weeks. This guy literally bought and sold XRP within 2 weeks, and there's been a 5-year lawsuit against them with this. It's unbelievable. It makes you question whether this guy is more than, a day trader or in cahoots with another organization, maybe the SEC, who knows, but that's ridiculous. So let's keep going here. We have Brazil's largest bank, Banco do Brazil, has enabled the payment of taxes with cryptocurrencies in partnership with Bitfiat, a local startup specializing in blockchain solutions. So we're seeing more adoption across the board globally. So Bakkt plans to discontinue its consumer-facing app to shift its focus towards its business-to-business tech services. So for those who weren't here back in 2018, Bakkt was like this huge catalyst that was going to send cryptos to the stratosphere, and it never did. It never ultimately ended up playing out to the point where it had a positive catalyst on the price. But basically ICE. So ICE is the Intercontinental Exchange. They're the parent company behind, I believe it's the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. They launched their crypto focus exchange called Bakkt. And it was supposed to be for every and I think it still might be the case, is for every crypto or Bitcoin that's bought on there, it's actually backed by the physical Bitcoin. So we thought that there was going to be a lot of Bitcoin being taken off of the market, and, because they had to back it 1-to-1, but it had low volume. Not many people were using it. So it's no surprise to me that they're discontinuing the consumer app and they're going to shift to business services. Definitely not a surprise there. So crypto payments app WireX and Visa have expanded their partnership to UK and APAC. There we go. Now we have Paxos to cease minting new BUSD and end relationship with Binance. And Binance saying that it's FUD and that funds are safe, but a regulatory cloud is forming around them over the US. So stuff is going on as far as they're trying to close off Binance for sure. Yeah, something's going on there. And we saw funds move from BUSD to Tether, which is a surprise. You would think it'd move to USDC, but we'll see how that pans out. So Bernstein Buzz says regulatory overreach of the crypto market will lead to further movement towards DeFi apps built directly on-chain by anonymous teams. Then crypto would be the riskiest kind of asset for EU banks to hold under a draft law published by EP Economics. Restrictive crypto rules for EU banks confirmed and published. Legal draft. So banks in the EU would have to treat crypto as the riskiest kind of asset and disclose exposures while awaiting more detailed rules. Interesting. Okay, so there we go. Now we have this. The UAE Central Bank is planning to issue a digital dirham as part of a new financial infrastructure transformation program. So we'll have to look at this. So they're planning to issue a CBDC. Every country in the world at this point is. So let's see what this is all about. The deployment of the digital dirham is one of 9 key initiatives of the UAE's new financial infrastructure transformation program. If we come down here, according to the announcement, the first stage of the project sets up a series of digital payment infrastructures and services, including the issuance of a CBDC for cross-border and domestic uses. These digital payment initiatives will drive financial inclusion, promote payment innovation, security, and efficiency, and achieve a cashless society. It will address the problems and inefficiency of cross-border payments and help drive innovation for domestic payments, respectively. There we go. Now let's keep going. So Tether nears 50% of stablecoin market, highest in 14 months. 14 months ago was what? Let's see. Since December 2021. So since December 2021, it's the highest Tether has ever made up the market. Okay, we'll have to see how this pans out. Maybe because we're seeing like a huge kind of outflow into Tether. Maybe that's the point of all these action, like the action against BUSD, to then let the rug fall out from Tether. I do think the money would not just disappear, it would flow into these cryptos. So this could be a black swan event turned golden swan type of thing. So that is definitely on my radar. So the truth about Tether is slowly coming out. Imagine the bank run this would cause. Let's hear it.
They're not legally forced to redeem because they're unregulated. You want to redeem your Tether for dollars. We don't have to give it to you. I mean, that's kind of been an accusation floating around for a while that they're not redeeming. So could there be a run on something if you can't redeem it?
Other stable coins, what happens with the lending arrangements that have grown up around Tether? What happens then to the Bitcoin market because of the interactions between Tether and Bitcoin? There's twice as much trading of Tether than there is of Bitcoin. And if those things start to happen, what happens to Ethereum and other things when people get very nervous about the whole sector?
No one's ever gotten into the crypto market saying this is a safe bet and it's not volatile. I mean, that's
fair enough. But, when you start to have a market this big, 2 trillion plus overall in the crypto market, there can be consequences to, the broader financial system that we don't want.
There we go. So BIS, Project Aurora, came out February 8th. Project focused on combating AML, so anti-money laundering. Let's see. So fighting money laundering, terrorism financing, fraud, tax evasion helps to bolster trust in payment systems and financial stability, a matter of common interest of the public and private sectors. Today's payment systems are complex ecosystems that involve several different categories. Private and public actors, including commercial banks, payment services providers, fintech companies, central banks, and regulators. As a result, complexity and fragmentation are increasing, as is the granularity and velocity and availability of data. There we go. So now let's go up here. So Energy Web. So we're extremely excited to announce that Energy Web is now available on Microsoft Azure's marketplace. This is another step forward in making our services more accessible for enterprise users and unleashing Energy Web as a service. So you have them part of Microsoft Azure, as well as the Hyperledger Foundation. Energy Web, we added it to our long-term hold. So in the Discord, we added it to our long-term gems or holds right here. So no, long-term holds, we added it the other day. I do believe it's going to go on a nice run here pretty soon. So that's another gem. So let's keep going. We got Hillary Clinton, so involved with the Rockefellers and Algorand. They just announced this the other day. They launched like a climate fund or something like that. Let's hear it.
Started by my husband and with our partners, the American India Foundation, the Adrian Arsht Rockefeller Resilience Center, the Desai Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, the Council for Inclusive Capitalism, and the Algorand Foundation to launch a $50 million global.
So seeing Algorand apart with those names, yeah, definitely tied up with the big boys. So U.S. hasn't ruled out alien origins for latest object shot down. It's financial access for all within reach with the banking industry key to reducing the unbanked population. Using data effectively can help onboard large numbers of low value accounts while generating positive returns. Then let's go up. So this patent by Bank of America appears to show as Ripple's distributed ledger system being used on the bank's existing settlement layer. This is the first time Bank of America has worked with one cryptocurrency project for adoption purposes, XRP taking over the financial system. So I remember when they released this, I think it was back 2018 or 19, and then all of a sudden it went hush hush. So now it's circulating again. So Ripple DLT, there we go. And Ripple's ILP, Interledger Protocol. Now let's go up. So this is Ronald Reagan. So I occasionally think about how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if it were facing an alien threat from outside this world. This is at the UN General Assembly in 1987. Could we be nearing a moment where there's a false flag to kind of implement this new system? And definitely, I would not rule shit like that out of the cards. So UAE central bank to issue CBDC as part of its financial transformation program. And then Visa partners with WireX to issue crypto debit cards to users in over 40 countries. Then also, Indonesia central bank unveils a wholesale CBDC consultation process. And then JP Morgan payment exec share plans for Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Let's see what this is all about. But let me actually keep moving forward before I get into that, because we have this. We have reminder that JP Morgan works with Consensus and Ant Financial on its blockchain products. Let's hear it, because this is going to tie into what we're going to go over in our deep dive later today. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, get updated when we release that, because we found some connections here that not many people are talking about. And I mean, we found Chain 3 days back in 2021, November, when it came out. We've been tracking Chain this whole time. So we have insights into it that not many people do. So we're going to share that in the video later today. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, get updated when we release that. But let's hear this.
Industries, helping institute, reducing costs and delays, and unlocking new opportunities to monetize data. Our Coin Systems team built a net that powers instant transfer and clearing of multi-bank, multi-currency assets 24/7. And today, as Consensus Quorum, it's used.
There we go. Talking Ant Financial. Big. So then let's keep going. A report by India's central bank noted that wholesale CBDCs and other sophisticated technologies may allow for a clean slate approach to the country's financial market infrastructure. A clean slate approach. Interesting verbiage there. So we'll have to see. I mean, every country is gearing up for wholesale CBDCs, and they're looking to reset the system. So Tether FUD 2019 versus BUSD FUD 2023. I'm unimpressed and see this more as a buying opportunity. And you had it at the same time. So Bitfinex covered 850 million loss using Tether funds. This is during that period. And this is what we've been tracking, that we're in that period. And then we have this as well too. So interesting times ahead. I think if we can rally up here, take out these highs, we're in for a very good first half of this year. So we'll be tracking that. This is Stuart Alderati. He's the lawyer, or like legal counsel, deputy of the legal counsel for Ripple. Over 40 million Americans own crypto. Most of those are between the age of 18 and 34 and are demographically and racially diverse. That's a lot of votes. Gary Gensler is a political liability. So everybody's taking shots. Dude, so much stuff is happening. So now you have in New York, multiple pedestrians were struck at 3 different locations by a U-Haul truck, and they're basically classifying it as a potential terrorist attack. It's just nuts, this world right now. It's getting crazier and crazier, and it's because we're getting closer and closer, I believe. On March 31st, 2023, breakout date. I believe so. We're seeing a coiling up. This triangle is done March 31st. Perfect timing, right? And if we remember back when XRP started to run in the last bull market, it was at the start of spring. So, right, like at the end, last week of March into April is when XRP had its run up to like $2 back here. Yeah, right over here. So, yeah, I definitely do expect XRP to have a run around that point. I don't think it's going to start outperforming just yet. So we're doing the pair-to-pair trades, and we're accumulating as much XRP as possible by swapping into coins that are outperforming, like Chain right now. I mean, Chain is the gift that keeps on giving. It's over 1.5 cents right now. We were getting in at 1 cent, and it's just the gift that keeps on giving. So right now, while the market's down, Chain is up 50%. So if you had swapped some XRP over during that time period in the past week here, it's been up. You're up 50% versus XRP being down like 10%. You could theoretically swap back into XRP right now and have 60% more of your XRP than you originally did before. And without having to put any extra cash in the market, you're utilizing what you currently have to accumulate more quantity of the coins that you ultimately know are going to moon during this next utility bull run. That's what we're doing over here in Stargate. Come join the Discord. Check it out. Let us know if you want to get in on this strategy that we've been crushing flawlessly. Come join the Discord. Link will be in the bio, and say, hey, I want to do some of this pair-to-pair swappage. we'll get you with the white glove and we'll hook you up. So come into there and say you want to do that. So let's keep going now. So credible rumors that the SEC is going after Circle and USDC next. I don't see how. I mean, Circle and USDC are tied up with the Federal Reserve, BlackRock. I'd be surprised if that's the case. But Kevin O'Leary says the time for crypto regulations is now. So he's saying, hey, it's time to like set this in stone. And with the hearing coming up tomorrow, maybe we're going to start to see some announcements as far as guardrails being put up. Now let's keep going here. So interesting to see capital rotating out of USDC and into USDT. Tether amidst these regulatory concerns. I'd have to agree with that. It's a little weird. Something's happening behind the scenes, and that's for sure. Algorand Foundation CEO Stacey Warden makes the case for using blockchain to manage personal finance. Let's hear it.
In France is always going to be paid. If somebody in Brazil wants to send somebody in France a movie, they can do that in 1 minute over WhatsApp, a movie. But if somebody in Brazil wants to send somebody in France $10, it has to travel through the correspondent banking system of the US, clear at the Fed. Somebody takes between 6 and 8% off the top, and it might get there, 4 days later. And the fundamental value proposition of a blockchain is actually that currency doesn't move at all. It's that it's one ledger. The history of financial transactions has been really for the last 10 years that each bank has a balance sheet, and the messaging between those balance sheets has gotten better and more efficient and cheaper. A blockchain is a completely different animal. It's one ledger. So that transaction between, say, Brazil and France will happen immediately. It'll happen in 3.9 seconds on Algorand. No forking, final settlement, not reversed. And that is just a huge fundamental thing to understand about blockchain. And then in addition, there's things that you can do on blockchain, like marshal identity. You can do tracing of goods. So for supply chain, you can have a better, more democratic governance system, and you can do tokenization of real world assets. So there's, I call those the big five, and I can talk about each one of them. But I think the important thing to understand is that it's one ledger that everybody writes to. And of course, if it's one ledger, you can't have one entity control that ledger. It has to be decentralized, because if one computer gets attacked, it has to be able to live in a healthy manner on all of the other computers.
There we go. Outlining it perfect. And then let's keep going up. United States tells citizens to leave Russia immediately. Something's going on. So a record number of people are withdrawing from their 401k accounts to make ends meet. Tough times here. And they're doing this deliberately on purpose to make people basically become desperate to the system. So XRP is the only digital asset that will have regulatory clarity at any moment in the coming days, weeks, months. It's still up in the air of when. Now we have, so this is going to be pertaining to the JP Morgan video that I'm going to do later today. So I'm not going to dive into that now, but I will save it. And then we have, so this is the same lady from Algorand. She took a moment to share her thoughts on the state of the industry in 3 years. So let's dive into this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save this for the end. We're going to look at this. So Russia's ambassador to the kingdom says Saudi Arabia is interested in joining the Brics group alongside the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. If this happens, things will change significantly in the global financial system. Gold will stay the same. So the petrodollar system, we teach about that in our educational programs on our website, stargate-ventures.com. All those things are important to know to understand the scenario that we're heading into. So definitely look the petrodollar system up, or go to the website and get your free accelerator course. So China is moving towards a more crypto-friendly policy, and it's amazing to see Hong Kong and Beijing jump on board. That's Justin Sun for Tron. And then Algorand, after we just heard her talk about tokenization of real-world assets, they did a post, tokenizing real-world assets and bringing blockchain capabilities to financial and non-financial institutions is what Koi Banks is all about. So I'm going to have to follow that because it seems like they're tied up with Algo. So that's going to be a little deep dive that we'll have to look into. Let me actually save that. So this was interesting. Pentagon testing mass surveillance balloons across the US. This was in 2019. So maybe it could just be the US and it's all some trickery going on. Who knows? Digital pound by 2030. Here's what R3 head of government regulations, EMEA, had to say on what it means for the blockchain and fintech sector and how the Bank of England can leverage the industry. I'll pull that up. Now let's see here. So Circle USDC filed regulatory complaint alleging Binance mismanaged reserves in 2022. So we're starting to see a narrative build up here. The big short on Binance could be coming here pretty soon. So join the Discord, get updated in real time if we're going to take that. That's going to be a holy grail short, that's for sure. The short of the year, just like Luna was. That was insane. So CPI report coming on Tuesday. Retail sales on Wednesday and the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index on Thursday. A lot of stuff coming out and huge CPI revisions. Prices rose much faster than originally reported for months. So I guess there was a revision on how they calculate the CPI. I don't know if that's being implemented in on this new this new data release tomorrow, but I will look into that and let you guys know in the Discord. So let's keep going up. So this is JP Morgan payment exec share plans for Europe, Middle East, and Africa. They're saying, but emerging payment innovations such as real-time processing can improve access to financial services in different markets that are both mature and emerging. We move 11 trillion in payments globally each day, and we're bringing that scale and philosophy to real-time payments. I cannot see this whole article, but I'll try to find it. All right, now let us finish it off by going through just this video and then one other one. So let's hear what the CEO of Algorand Foundation has to say about her thoughts on the state of the industry in 3 years.
In 3 years, I think we will be through the crypto winter for sure, 3 years out. The harder question is what will happen in 2023. But I think when we get through this winter, the strong chains and the strong products and the strong protocols will do better, because riffraff, as you might call it, will be a bit fleshed out at that point, right? And so it's the famous Warren Buffett, saying, right? When the tide goes out, you see who's swimming naked. And so those of us with our swimsuits on and big oxygen tanks on our backs, we will come out on the other side and be able to give real value to our communities and to the broader,
There we go. So she's saying that by 2025, 2026, we're going to see that utility run and we're going to see a lot of the fat gone, a lot of the fluff. I would have to agree with that. Now to finish it off, let us go to this right here. So world's major institution and banks that partnered with Ripple and XRP. So we're going to finish it off with this. So, and that's just a little glimpse. There's so many institutions, high level ones, big names that are working with Ripple and XRP. Same with Stellar XLM, same with Chain and XEN. And now I'm going to end this video and I'm going to get going on that deep dive as far as what JP Morgan does not want you to know when it comes to XRP, XLM, XEN, and their own Onyx blockchain. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, get updated in real time when I release that later tonight. Come join the Discord, say what up. We would love to have you there. And I'll see you guys in the next video.